Yeah. Hi guys. Hope you guys are doing fine. Mi punamak loinamak safely. Ngasi yumda layamni haina thaizai. So today we will be joined by our cousins, Juliana from Melbourne and Dinah Mutum from Sydney. So they are joining here very soon. So let's hear it out. What exactly is happening in Australia? Then how they're coping up with their life during the weekend in the lockdown time. So it'll be really nice to exchange thoughts and exactly we have been really busy in our life and we were not able to actually speak very frequently, so it's a good time and to share with our loved ones. So let's hear it out from them. I think they have come, so I'll just invite them. Yeah, yeah, they're joining. So hi.
Yeah.
So
Hi, how
usually
are
we do
you?
like
Uh,
good.
I
Very-
I'm just
Yeah,
trying to figure out how to, yeah, because I think my phone goes on like that.
I think we have to do like this, or maybe no. I think we're doing right. Or you have to do like this. Turn. Do we?
Okay, I'm just gonna turn it. I might just hold it, right? Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Is it okay
Okay,
with you,
good.
Mr. Jelena?
Yeah?
Uh, no, this is not the one. No, cancel. How do I add Jelena? So is it only one each or something? No, I don't know. Yeah, she's waving. Wait, how do I add her?
Uh,
Is it? No, I think many people did it. Just hold on. Yeah. We can add, I think. G. Yeah, yeah, done.
Arba.
Okay, she has to join. Jidena, just come in and join in. I think it will be possible, right? So tell us, how is it going in Melbourne? How is the lockdown going with you?
Oh, we went into a voluntary isolation about little over 3 weeks ago. But I think we've kicked in on the third. I think it was the stage 3 restrictions. Sorry, I'm trying to hold up my phone and talk at the same time. Um, so basically, we have no restaurants. All social places are closed. The only things that are open are the essential services. So you have got the petrol stations, the food places, as in like, shopping, groceries. Schools are closed at the moment. They might go on online courses. No, not online, online learning. I think, what else is there? So all the essential services like, garbage collectors, cleaners, all that, those activities are going on.
Yeah.
But yeah, not non-essential. Like you can't go out and have a birthday party. Funerals, I think you can have only 10 people.
Yeah.
Marriages 5. So I think it was a person per 4 square meter. So you have to practice social distancing.
Fencing. Yeah, we also have to do that. Now people haven't said even hi to you. How is it going there?
Yeah, it's pretty good. I think the cabin fever is starting to kick in a little bit. Our house is not small, but it's hard.
You know the
But
feeling.
yeah, so we're just getting into each other's spaces. The kids are home. My young one is 4 years old, so he's he I think it's psychologically it's like he knows that something's different. The older one is 12, so she's easy to kind of she understands the situation, but it's the 4-year-old which is difficult, and we all have to work. So it hasn't been that easy. I'm we're fine. Where are you girls going?
We are just doing our own regular work, but besides that, I've been, because of this YouTube channel, I've been reading a lot, so it's kind of going well. Want to
For
add?
me, like, I'm having a great time because I'm getting lots of time to relax. Otherwise, Ravina is like telling me all the time to work hard and harder every day. So it's been very difficult for me. I'm having a very good time now, cooking, doing all the things I wanted to do. So it's really nice for me, like, I ease out, yeah.
Yeah. But just
No, it's good. Yeah.
yeah. Just wanted to know, there are so many moms and working moms and who are really like kind of confused what to do with their kids. Like you are having a very
Mm.
active child, So what do you
Mm.
suggest for them? Like how do you want to tell them what they should do? I mean, it's difficult. I know everyone has their own temperament and everything, but still, from your side as a
As a
I mean,
mother.
as a mom, you want to tell them?
Mm. Look, it's very hard because, in the beginning, when we went on self-isolation, we had like, we thought we could do this. So we started off with a tight schedule, especially with my oldest one. All the materials are online. So thank goodness for technology. She was able to do a lot of things online.
Yeah.
But as the days went on, it became less about the schedule and just about getting through the day. So if work suffers, then we just like, we just didn't think too much about it. We said, okay, fine, we can continue that tomorrow. So we concentrated on really kind of spending quality time together, and sometimes also taking quality time away from each other,
Yeah.
because it can get a bit much. So yeah, sometimes it's they're cute until they're not cute. So you have to kind of like step back a little bit and say, look, I can't handle this right now. So thank goodness that both of us working at home, so we do take turns. And there is a big gap between the two. So one is there's an 8-year gap. So Jay looks after the young ones sometimes. Like sometimes when I need a break, I say, look, I need an hour to myself. Not an hour. I don't leave them that long, but maybe like 10 minutes. And I said, look, I just need to go and, I don't know, look at Instagram, or Facebook for that period. And that works. Sometimes I need to just, just get a break from them. And then come back again, and then I'm refreshed. And yeah, so really it's about quality time together.
Yeah.
We're trying to get through one day at a time, really. So there's no pressure. We have really let go of the schedule and whatnot. Yeah. And a lot of cooking too. We've been doing a lot of cooking, so which is good. Baking. We've been baking a lot of things. We've done a lot of paintings together, board games, video games. What else? Movies. So yeah, so one day at a time, really. We just do whatever makes us happy.
Right. That's great. So, yeah, one more thing is that, you are a Manipuri yourself, You have grown up here. You have seen certain parts of Manipur. I mean, you were studying in LF after coming from London. You were brought up in London, So you have so much of experience, widely traveled. You were in Malaysia for 10 years, I think, before shifting to Australia. So,
Yeah.
how is it, what is the experience of traveling and what it teaches you, and what do you want to say to the youngsters now that like they should travel, explore, and then meaning of life while traveling and then seeing the world? So you want to explain to them, or do you want to tell them what exactly traveling and living to other country have really taught you?
I think what it has taught me has been
You can speak in
perseverance.
Manipuri this time.
Everyone will be asking
Okay.
minutes.
So
Yeah.
okay, aina khanbada ba travel tawuse open mindedness layaba. Kaini akoi open mindedness habidi mi gi lam khudingi se different way dana. Aduna travel hen if challenge mafam chapada nang nasagi value systems a challenge to kara. Aduna sometimes you have to adapt. Like you have to be. It makes you very adaptive. I think makes you really open minded. And I I suppose that's it really. And it's good to see diversity. I think to see different people brings a different perspective into your life. And I think that's very important. Especially for youngsters. I think even now more than ever, I'm realizing that innovation is so important. Like innovation, creativity is so important. And that usually comes when we see people from different backgrounds, traveling. It just opens your mind. And I think, when you don't open your mind, there's a creativity gap in your brain that, is that opens up when you travel. And Bemi, you're privy to this. You've traveled quite a bit. And Rina, you too, right? When you travel to Europe and so forth, it just challenges your value system. You have to eat different food. You have to go and talk to different people. Things are different, and that makes you highly adaptive, I think. And really, that brings out the innovation, the creative side, also your emotional intelligence. Because when we were young, I LFS like tamingayda. 하여튼 like maths 또 어두가 science 또 어두 doctor 어유 어두기 engineer 어유 하이버도. So all that concentration on IQ 거 IQ 깸 짜오 여두기 mark 깸 방이 여두기 거기 유로 나가 neighborhood기 해나 mark 펑브라.
Yeah,
but no one talked about how well did you get along at school. Did you talk to that friend, or how many friends did you have? Did you get along with people? All this was not important when we were growing up.
yeah.
But now I'm realizing the importance of the social, aspect,
Right.
the emotional intelligence, and I think that develops as you travel.
Right.
Because you don't live in a vacuum. We are social beings, which is why this isolation is so hard.
Yeah.
And then that traveling just brings out that aspect, I think. So just, in my humble opinion, I think it does.
Okay, so the one more thing I really want to know from your side, because since my childhood, Rina, you, Dinah, you guys were elder to me, and I was the youngest one who was following the lead. So I've always had a lot of inspiration.
Quite a bit too. So. No, not really.
No, I was just telling because you guys are so inspiring to me. And especially you, because you used to be so fashionable. You used to study in Queen's Mary and bring all those dresses. You used to talk about a lot of fashion. So many things in the world. Even though it was so new to us, you make us listen to your fairy tales when we were so kid. I think all these things were really, really important when we were growing up as a strong and independent woman, right? Aduna, my question is that what do you think, that it's really, really important to become a really strong, independent woman, which is really needed now in the society of Manipur, not just being independent, but really being very strong and sticking to your words and having a lot of self-respect and dignity. What kind of thoughts and the words you want to tell them?
Okay. Look, I don't know if I'm in a good place. Sorry, no, not that. Scrap that. I don't know if I'm in a place to kind of give advice to people. And what you were saying, Demi, like, how about like me coming home and telling you guys about, things of fashion, and it goes likewise. If you guys were not there to listen to me, I wouldn't have kind of also spoken about it. So it goes likewise. Okay. So it's just not me telling stories, you also listening and kind of showing interest.
Right.
So it's a two-way. Yeah. So you look, it's always, it's always a two-way street. We are social beings, like I said before. I think, look, it's hard because in a society like Manipur, where there is a lot of stigma about being, I don't know, to achieve certain things at a certain time, at a certain age. And also there are cultural ethos around different things, like, like how things have to be ticked off at a certain time, get a career, get this much money, get a car, get a husband, get children by this age. So I think it's a lot of pressure on women, I think. And sometimes when you cave into that pressure, you can end up making a lot of wrong decisions. Not that making wrong decisions is bad. I think you have to make a lot of wrong decisions in order to get to the right one. But if that decision leaves you unable to do anything else, like you get into a bad marriage and you can't get out because of cultural protocols, because divorce is still, I think, considered quite, what's the word for it? It's still not widely accepted in Manipur, is it? Like, I don't know. Is that the situation? So if someone is stuck in a bad marriage, for instance, because the parents have forced them to get married, then that's pretty hard. Like, so I guess one thing that we as Manipuri women have to do, in my humble opinion, is to kind of be clear of what we want. Second thing is, like, we need to show a lot of agency, like in the way you girls are doing. So you have to be trailblazers. Like, sometimes I know culturally it's very important. There's a lot of do's and don'ts in the Meitei society. And I know because, we all know because we grew up with it. You can't do certain things at certain times. Sometimes it's about, taking some of them on board, and sometimes saying, actually, I don't think I can, you might have to challenge that. Just because it's been tradition doesn't make it right. So sometimes you have to challenge that, and, it's so many situations, like, not entering the kitchen when, you have your that time of the month. I challenged it a long time back. So even with my mom, like, a girl can't do this, and only a boy can do that. We challenged all that. So sometimes it's about challenging certain things that doesn't make sense. We don't want to be backwards. We want to go forward. And I think it's just not the women, even the men have to kind of join us in that, because and even our parents have to be, show a lot of leadership and open-mindedness, and kind of, allow us to do that, allow us to be the fierce Meitei women that we are.
Right.
So, and I think you girls are doing a great job in that. I think you're such trailblazers. And for you to do something like that in Manipur, like, heads off to you. I don't think I have the strength or the or the patience, because I was having a chat with you, Baby, earlier, and I don't think I would end up fighting with everyone, to be honest. Because I'm quite honest, like you. I'm a straight shooter, and things don't sit well with me, I'll say it.
Yeah.
So yeah,
it's a hard work. Yeah, it's a hard work for us also, to be adapted to certain environment. I think we have to have another chat with Chedaina also, because she was really enthu. One last word or sentence from you to all the people in the world, who are fighting the COVID-19, who have been a victim and come out. And right now, isolation, social distancing, quarantine important. So you want to say something as your precious last word here?
Yeah, famous last word. I think the most important thing right now is to stay home. Like, I think I can't stress that enough. We have to flatten the curve, and basically the curve is that there is a demand, and the supply is not meeting that demand. And so the people who are going out and doing the essential jobs, like, the doctors and the nurses and the people who are, making sure the society is running as smoothly as possible, we have to let them do their jobs. And in order for them to do that, we need to stay home. I know it's hard, like, we are social beings. We want to be out, want to have a cup of coffee, but you know what? It is the right thing. Stay home. There are people outside who can't cope. They've got, they're poor immunity, they're sick people, old people. We have to kind of be less selfish and say, you know what, let's just stay home. We have got technology, we're not stuck in the dark ages. We've got the internet. There's lots of things that we can do, be creative, but, last famous words, stay home.
Yes. Okay, so thank you so much for your precious time. I was thinking that you will be reluctant to come on the camera because we are like very private person.
I will take you as well. It is, because of this coronavirus, we are getting to, do this video conferencing, whatever, we're getting to do this. Otherwise,
exactly,
like,
silver lining.
The other. Yeah, what do you say? Isn't it? We are like, it's been a long time we haven't had a live chat or something like this.
Yeah.
You're right, absolutely. And No, this this COVID-19 situation, you know, there's a lot of bad things going on, but there's also good things. Like we're starting to reconnect with human beings. I'm calling on my friends much more than before. I'm spending more time with my kids. I'm getting to know them on a whole different level. And I mean, I'm getting to see you girls, you know, to chat, to have a proper chat because you girls are always busy. We're busy with life. And
Yeah.
even for me to come in front of camera is a big thing. So you know, it's all challenging us, but in a good way. So the silver linings, you know, they're all, you know, the silver linings. So it's good. It's
Yeah,
not
we
bad.
have to see the positive side as well. And
Yeah.
this is one of it.
Absolutely positive.
Okay,
Absolutely.
so we are
Thanks for
coming up
having
with
me.
Chennai again. Yeah, thank you so
All
much.
right.
See you.
Love you girls. Take care, okay?
Take care.
Stay safe.
Bye.
Bye.
Will do. You too. Bye.
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 I think we'll just add Jelena here also because it's not possible to do together. So yeah. So Jelena, are you online? Let's add her. I hope she comes.
Diana di Manipuri, this is flawless. You started always in English.
Can you just check with her from your phone that she will be joining us? Yeah. So any cousin ani do ani mag join to minaba yada ni na amama mo na join to halage. Je Jelena ga wari sa Manipurigi society da kamaina da koi nupi mo ina kamaina ta udaba dagi you know, strong independent women who they have traveled a lot. I told you, and they have stayed like in a few countries like London, Malaysia, and now in Australia. So aduna dugi akogi experience me am do share to bibagi the magda yam na nuaizay Lena, thank you so much. And she was very camera like reluctant to come, but you know we tried to convince. I mean, I tried to convince my other cousin Dinah convinced her to come. So it's really thankful for her to come and you know share her words with us. So let's see, is she joining?
Oh, no, I need to check again. Because
Yeah.
can you please do it from here?
No, I can't.
It's not possible.
Yeah, in the WhatsApp you have to. Okay. So is she joining? If she's joining, then join. Yeah, so because actually I have the Jedi Nago in a Warisan of an Ekota who say Coste and Amana, or am whiny the weekend, lockdown weekends, interesting whenever because everyone is so you know bored of say Jose have the Jay Julena su joined to say Jose and Hibini, other Jedi Na has the Yaki the Badun
And Juliana, what is like the lecture?
Aduga Hajik Labra, La Nihebra, you know.
Doesn't tell them funny, like the man in fact,
Wait, yeah, the hangone, like run, life like the hangover. So if not possible, then because why I'm telling you is, you know, in order to kind of club the video, it's easier. Otherwise, I have to again club it, you know, that is why. So is she coming online? Just check. Yeah, if she's not coming, then we will do another time, maybe. She's coming. Yeah. So mayam na kay tawbi lockdown ni matamda haibirapasු yani aduga kana-kanagumana yamna skincare da adagi baking da haiba mi myam akoigi page ta adum ibirao na akoigi picture thabiraaga in case if we are able to get in touch with you, we will try to connect with you and bring you out aduga karimta ikaibagi darkar laite sida aduna nahangna haizaba myam do koina utpasni yam pamise hazik we are in some way we want to encourage our young girls and youth, you know, to come out and show their positive sides in this time of crisis and in this time of very worried COVID-19. So let's all be positive. Aduna karigumba baking yam haiba, adagi baking yam haiba, adagi skincare gi khangba mi karigumba yam laitadi akogi page ta life chakpagi damaktasu ibiro aduga kahani adagi yam talented oiba singing haiba myam sto ibiro picture mangwa dum thabiro akoy dum connect tom jarake aduga akoy mathang every day we can even go live you know for certain time so we will have 1 hour you know half an hour kind of show, which will be really interesting for you also and for us also. You know, have the yung later the minds and the mental strength also we need to have, that we need to explore, you know, and we need to kind of do a little bit of interesting things every day, every time. So I encourage everyone to do whatever you have or whatever you're good at. I think, yeah, she's coming.
She just told me that, okay,
Sent a request.
okay,
Yeah, view.
she has got a call from work, so she was busy with that. I don't know whether
Yeah,
she's
she's
joining
coming.
or not.
Yeah, I think she's coming.
Yeah, let's see.
Yeah, she's coming. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Hi.
hey
Hi,
guys,
how are
what's
you?
up?
Working?
How are
Yeah,
you?
Yeah.
Lassi ಇದನ್ನ
Finally.
ಮಣಿಪುರಿ ಇದು ಇಲ್ಲ
Oh, oh,
ಮಣಿಪುರಿ ಇದು ಇಲ್ಲ
oh,
ಮಣಿಪುರಿ wari sa daw pre na koy wari sa daw
oh, oh God, Mama na chay char ne ko Mama, Mama, Manipuri literature.
you can use any, sorry, you can use any language you want to use because
No,
it's
no,
about communication. It's, you know, we're not
yeah, yeah,
showing off that we can, you know, speak in English or Hindi or Manipuri. It's the
yeah, yeah,
medium, you know, we are like, you know, getting to communicate. So we
of
try
course,
and, you know, try and tell people that it's only a medium of communication
of
because we can
course.
talk in Hindi or we can talk in English or if we know French, Spanish, we will be delighted to talk, but we can't talk in those languages. So, Manipuri da nga siya, English da nga siya, din chap man idom. Kaya di, we
Okay,
ay baloy bag language or ko audience ay tara do gidi.
no worries.
Sydney kamay daw rin. How is Sydney now?
Sydney has the highest amount of the coronavirus victims actually. So
Okay.
it's the highest. I think second is Melbourne. You have spoken to Jules.
Right.
So ma moigi quite the second tare moina. Okay, this is the first
Okay.
time we don't want to be the first, right? But yeah,
Everyone is saying that. Everyone is, you know,
exactly.
telling about that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. So definitely there were some there was this Ruby cruise which was actually stationed there in Sydney and Harbour. So they had that brought a lot of infected people as well. So
Right.
and the latest news is a bit more scary because we were told that coronavirus is airborne now.
Is it?
So yeah, so I have to check my reference, but this is what
Because few
what I
days
heard.
back, you know, you was just saying that it's not, you know, I mean, airborne. But we,
Correct.
you know, but, I mean, it's very crucial, and you can say that it can be airborne because if some germ or some virus can travel, you know, how many meters, it becomes airborne. Definitely,
Right.
it will.
That's
So it's
right.
a matter of
So
common sense. You know. Yeah.
yeah, but the thing is like when you're going out, you because the weather is such a thing as well. You're going from spring to autumn, and that's the time
Oh,
when you have the highest number of flu victims as well. So you don't know whether
mhm.
it's a normal cold flu or is it, you know, coronavirus or is it
Yeah, yeah,
COVID-19.
okay. Yeah.
So it's, like I have a bit of a cold right now, and
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you had five
you
weeks back also, right?
sorry, what was that?
You had a flu in 5 weeks back also, right?
Oh yes, yes. So I had a viral fever actually. It started with a really bad cough. I was off from work for about 2 weeks. I was probably the first one who actually stayed back home for about 2 weeks and started working from home. And everybody was a bit casual at that point of time. So 5 weeks ago, I
Mm-hmm.
think people were still very casual. People was my husband, like Sumit was going to Sumit, obviously. He's going to
Yeah.
work. He didn't he didn't want to go. He didn't want to work from home, so he actually went to work the whole time. And I kept on saying, "Hey, I don't think you should be working. You know, can you work from home? Is there any facility for the offices to, you know, like for you to work from home?" It took him a long time. Actually, I started voluntarily isolating myself 2.5 weeks ago after I got
Mm-hmm.
sick. But it's 1.5 weeks for him. So
Oh,
that's like, like it's like I took my own precaution, and because I had a little bit of cold, so I just didn't want to be at work, and I don't want them to feel that I have given them anything as well. So even though, yeah, and the thing about here, the workplace is nowadays, I think everywhere, they're quite respective of, like, if you're not coming to work because of some certain things, it's not only you, it's also the people around you, right? So I
Right.
think and the best thing was when I heard that you actually closed your shop,
Yeah.
and that was social responsibility. I think it must have been a really bad, like a very hard decision for you, but you closed it. And like, a lot of small businesses here are actually losing money. And however, I'm not sure about India, but here they are giving some help to small and medium businesses, which is turning out to be quite good. But
It's everywhere.
yeah,
Yeah,
correct.
it's everywhere. It's around the world. It's happening around the world. So everyone is closing down. Even Victoria's Secrets, or all
Yeah,
the this like only
yeah,
Yeah, but so I mean, so you're working from home, and you have been working from home, I mean, before also.
yeah.
What are the tips you want to give to our audience, like who are all working from home, because
um
sometimes we're tired, and
yeah.
then you want to flex it out. So what exactly you're doing,
Yeah.
to make it interesting to work at home?
One of the things I think my sister will also agree is the challenge that I gave them. It's the 10,000 step challenge.
Yeah.
So I know you're at home. I'm quite lucky to have a backyard. You are quite lucky to have a backyard and a front
yeah,
yard. So I think you are able to walk around. So
yeah. You have a
if you
garden.
can,
Yeah, it's quite good for you.
yeah, 10,000
We will
steps
see that at
is.
the end. We will see that at the end.
That's right. So
Okay, we'll get to see a bit persuasive when we
that's
came to
right.
Delhi.
But it's a 10,000 step challenge. I'm not saying you just start off with 2,000, I guess, 2,000 to 3,000 steps. Make sure you are logging off during your lunchtime. I know there are tendency of people who are workaholics like you and I. I'll say I'm a workaholic. So we
Yeah,
tend to keep on working in front of the office, sorry, in front of the monitor, and you need to let go, and you have to actually put in a timer. Say, keep your, like, say 30 minutes to 1 hour timer, right? Saying, I'm not going to work, I'm not going to take any calls from here. I put out out of office replies. And it didn't happen just like that. Last week I was working, I don't know, about 15 hours, and I was so tired, so really tired by just staying at home, and I haven't showered. Sometimes I forget to shower. So, and so I've I've changed that whole process this week. First thing in the
yeah.
morning, I have to go in to shower, as I would normally do. Put in really nice clothes, so that you never know,
Yes,
somebody might
important.
ask. Correct. Somebody might ask you, okay, can you turn on your video conferencing? And you're like, oh, damn, I can't. So, yeah. So basically just be presentable, and making sure you've got your timing, the morning timing, your afternoon timing, you've got your tea time, just break it out. And you can work as much as you want. I mean, if you're single, you've got nothing, nowhere else to go. Yeah, and you love work, yeah, continue working, but not advisable. Just make sure, like, you've
Yeah,
got
it's
your
quite
little.
difficult to work from home. I have
Yeah,
done
how
many
do you
times before.
yeah, how do you do
Sorry?
it? Like, say, it's the same thing, right? So I learned this
Yeah.
week that
No,
I have to have that
for
time.
me, no, for me, I love working from anywhere. I can work from train station, I can work from airport. You just give me a laptop, and
Yeah,
because I'm
yeah,
adjusted. I'm adjusted because we have been traveling a lot, and we have to work meanwhile while talking to the team, and also every time
exactly.
I kind of board a train or flight. I
Yeah,
have to keep on my laptop and connect with them before the flight goes or like that. So
that's right.
for me, it's quite easy to work at home. I never get bored. So
Yeah.
easy for me in one
Okay.
way. Yeah. And what
Yeah.
about the hobbies? Are you giving some hobbies? Because everyone is baking, everyone is gardening. The whole world is becoming a chef. The whole world is becoming a gardener.
So there's
Yes.
so many positive sides we see. So what are you doing for that?
Yeah, there are. Well, I have less time now. You can't believe it. Less
Yeah,
time for
yeah, you need to work from
my
home because you're in
yeah.
the IT.
Correct. So I think in the IT in the and today I wasn't able to join you earlier, and I can't see
Yeah.
your face actually, Demi.
Oh, okay.
So yeah,
No, I'm trying to
I
make
should.
it small so that it would scream. My nephew told that I look scream when I go like this. We were asking a
Oh,
few days back, to a nephew that are you missing school? And his answer was, no, I love being at home. I love being at home. Yeah, he was saying
uh,
that. And
oh
yesterday
dear.
when we were video calling him, he called us,
Yeah.
Hannah. Then
Yeah.
what happened? He was telling to us, what is that? Tell you that Dede looks fat, Dede. Fat Dede looks
Yeah, he
slim.
told me fat
And
Dede.
he was telling her, is
Yeah,
it because of the camera? Is it
yeah.
because of the camera? He was asking.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
coming to the point,
Yeah.
to the point, are you baking, are you gardening, are you painting? And you are very good at painting. I still remember.
Yeah, I think we have to bring back some time for those items. I think we definitely there's some Easter break coming up this I
Right.
think next week, long weekend.
Yeah,
So we are
yeah.
I'm definitely not going to come into this room at all because this reminds me of work. First thing in the morning, I come
Yeah.
here. It's become a habit. So I think definitely. But yeah, you have to make some time to smell the roses for sure.
Yeah.
Which
Can you
I haven't done.
Yeah, so let's smell the roses from your garden now. Can you show
Ah,
us the
okay, let's
garden
go. Okay, let's go.
and your
And
house, beautiful house? Yeah, we
no,
are
I
excited.
don't know. I might just because I haven't told Sumit yet, so he might be around, lurking around. So
Oh,
let
it's okay.
me
It's
just.
fine.
Okay. So this is a bit. That's a kitchen where we spend our time quite a bit. I think about 60% of our time
Yeah.
is spent here. So usually that's the part. So we are quite lucky. Okay, sorry, I should have switched on all the lights.
Right. Yeah.
Then that's where another place is, and I think I'll just show you the backyard because I think because with the whole
Oh,
COVID
that's a
thing, we
nice
are
thing.
stuck. Um, so yeah, we are quite lucky to have a backyard just to walk
Ooh,
around.
lovely. Yeah.
Yeah. So
This will be the best for barbecue partying.
yeah. That's we've got a barbecue here, but over there. So,
You
Yeah.
have
but
oranges
haven't had
also.
the
Last time
chance.
you saw like some oranges,
Oh yeah.
trees.
By the way, I get to see some weird things in the garden, like the python I
Yeah,
mentioned
yeah.
to you.
What is that big snack?
So it was just right there.
Oh God, that's
So
scary. I'm
I'm
so
not going
scared of
there.
snack.
Yeah, don't go, don't
I'm
go, don't go.
yeah. I can show you
No, it's okay.
the
Don't go that far.
yeah.
It's okay to come inside. Yeah, right.
So there you go. Like I
Yeah.
think we are quite lucky. You are quite lucky. Mom and dad is quite
We
lucky.
have some greeneries around. Yeah,
ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ
correct.
ꯃꯌꯥꯝꯁꯦ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯌꯨꯝꯒꯤ ꯈꯤꯇꯪ like ꯃꯄꯥꯟꯗ ꯊꯣꯛꯅꯕꯒꯤ ꯃꯐꯝ ꯂꯩꯕꯁꯦ
Like
ꯌꯥꯝꯅ ꯅꯨꯡꯉꯥꯏ ꯁꯤ ꯃꯇꯝꯁꯦ ꯌꯥꯝ ꯅꯨꯡꯉꯥꯏꯖꯩ but it's ꯑꯗꯨꯅꯦ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ and then at least I've got some space from Sumit as well because he's in another room so I don't have to face him at any point of time so but he's doing all the gardening he's doing
Yeah.
all the gardening. He's doing a lot of like painting and stuff. So, and yeah, I get to touch base with Jade and Evan. So I
Yeah.
think I'm quite lucky. Like we should do this more often, as we say. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm a
Yeah,
Offline
workaholic.
also
So
will do more now. Yeah.
we
that's
used to
right.
do long time back, like 10 years back, 15 years back. We used to do like frequently. But
Yeah.
now I don't know, like 10 years within this span of 10 years,
We become really
it's like
busy.
very hectic. We don't have time for
Mm,
ourselves. We don't have any time for,
mm.
and I don't know how 5 years it has gone just like that, working and working
Yeah.
and working.
Uh,
So I just
I
want to
know.
take time also. But it was not possible because after studies we have to work. That again you have to get promotion. So it's like you're working all the time, and by
Yeah.
the
Yeah, yeah,
time you look back, it's like all your time is gone, right? So it's a
yeah,
time we have to smell the roses. It's a time we need to cheer ourselves up. We're giving some time to ourselves, and this
yeah,
time
yeah.
we to cook whatever we have learned how to cook. So we have to
That's
take
right.
all these things in a positive way. Whatever life has
Yeah.
given, thrown
Yeah,
to
so
us.
tell us one thing. I asked Jay Juliana also that, you guys have traveled a lot, and then, you guys have stayed in some countries. I mean, you become very independent, and, you have done a lot for yourself also, and become professionals in at your own stride. So what do you advise the young and the young crowd of everywhere, I mean, all around the world, or even Manipuri, young youth, that what do you advise, to become independent, to become really successful and travel the world? So what do you advise? I mean, what is your advice to them?
I think don't you think they're already quite connected with a lot
I
of
think
things
so. That's
happening?
why I have to interrupt. But
um,
whenever you ask this question, I'm a little surprised as to this because every Manipuri girl now they're very beautiful. Very they don't know they're very today. No, 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 no.
We can't take
Yeah,
anything like that. I mean, I'm not denying the
but
fact that everyone is really, really well connected to Instagram, to Facebook, but still there
mhm,
are always, certain things which they really want to do, but they are not able to come out of the society. You know what I mean?
mm,
So
correct.
it's really, really, it's really important for a person, a professional like you, who can advise to the young crowd, right? Because they are doing well from their parents' side, but
Hmm.
what exactly should they become of themselves? Is the thing which I'm asking. It's not of the social media or something, but what exactly they're doing on the social media, or what exactly they're doing for themselves to become independent, or to become a better person, or to become a positive person. That's exactly what I'm want you to share also
Hmm.
from your side, that
Hmm.
the youth needs to be inspired and motivated every time.
I think experience, right? So you never know how, say for example, a momo test tastes like by just watching it, right? So you gotta eat it to
exactly,
actually,
exactly.
yeah. So
Oh, right,
you,
right, right.
so mapam mapam chapada, like kung mamaba na hai, uh, she tau salo mi go she simwa mi sika mi that don't mix with them,
So
but
much.
yes, we listen to them, but at the same time you
Listening is
cannot
free.
yeah, we are still listening, but you have to have your own experience, right? So you
Right.
cannot, even though you want to listen to them, you will only listen to them when you've experienced it yourself. You'll be like, oh, that's what they said. Okay, I
Yeah.
agree or I don't agree because of what I experienced, right? So,
Right.
like Jules has already covered, we have all defied our parents. They've asked us to
Yeah.
go straight. We've gone various different ways, and
Yeah.
so the only experience you have to get is by experiencing it yourself. So I
Yeah.
think
Right.
when I personal experience, right, when I first came to Malaysia when I was quite young, 15 I think,
Mm.
I had a different vision of Malaysia altogether. And
Mm.
when I ended up there, I'm like, oh wow, this is totally different. There are Chinese and there are Malays, there are Indians, and I'm like, a totally different experience, right? So what was
Yeah.
actually what I thought of and what I actually got was two different experience. So I think you got to experience life. How I ended up in where I am right now in project management.
Right.
It's it's totally different. I did biology, physics. I really thought, now coming back to mom and dad, I think to
Yeah.
myself like, oh, if I was a medical doctor, I would have been really great. I should have just listened to them a little bit more, so
Yeah.
but that's for me, that because
Because
I
your
have the
dad is a doctor. Yeah, so your
yeah,
dad is
but
a doctor, and they really want you to become a doctor. I knew that.
Like,
Correct.
Imabo
Yeah.
say dynasty a doctor, but anyway, everything good happens for a cause.
No, no,
Yeah.
but
So when it
it's
comes to see,
instill.
everyone
Yeah.
is crazy about becoming a doctor or an engineer. Everyone here is crazy about it, but it's not everything, right? You have to be very good
It's not.
human
It's
being
not.
and you have to be successful in whatever you do. Whatever
And
advice I'd like to give to youngsters today is like to be very successful in whatever they do. That matters
no,
all
no.
because you have to be like the best in whatever field you have chosen, right?
Exactly.
That's
Give it your
definitely the
100%. That's what
balance.
I would say. Give it your 100%. But when your best thing will come to you when you have nowhere to go.
Yeah.
When you have nothing to lose, nowhere to go, you are probably at the bottom, and you have come up with a brilliant idea. So I think so leaving, coming to Australia on our own, I think I'm quite lucky. Jules was here to take care of
Yeah.
me, right? So I'm really, really one of the luckier one. I think when Sumit came here, he had his uncle as well, so he was very lucky as well. So some people are not that as lucky as me. Or
Yeah.
so Jules, when she first came here, she had no clue how things to do, how things are done here. So, but she learned it on her way, right? So, and I did as well. When I moved out of Jules' house, and she was like, "Why did you move out?" And she's like, she really,
I
and
remember I remember that point of time.
yeah. So and basically, she became the mom again. Like the whole thing out of the window. So I got to experience it myself to tell her, saying, "Hey, you gotta let me go as well. I'm not one of your kids." So
Yeah,
so you
that's
got a
what
long way to go.
happens.
So
Yeah,
she was a bit of
anyway,
a
My
princess.
my battery charge is really getting low. So
Yeah.
one last precious word from you.
Hmm.
When we are doing quarantining and while we are doing social distancing, what you really want to say to the whole world. Your precious last word because my battery is going down anytime. So
Okay.
please tell me.
I would say stay connected. Because I think even though you're far away, you can stay
Yeah,
connected, right? So we are not socially distancing ourselves. We are just physically distancing ourselves. So just stay
right.
connected. Yeah.
Yeah,
So and we love.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so
Sorry.
much, Hidayah. I love you.
Love you too.
After a long time.
After a long
Yang
time.
yang kui re koi. Wari sana da masi
Adune.
tu tara hele ka da masi
Adune.
ma.
Oh, we
Adune.
met her in Delhi 2 years back. Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Fine.
You forgot.
Exactly.
Oh, di yang
I
kui
bet.
ke juga. Tu tak sam kui re. Like it's already 2 years,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
We met
Yeah.
during Christmas.
Yeah, yeah,
We are
yeah.
not talking about
2007.
the
Yeah,
yeah.
We didn't have so
2015,
much
I
of
think.
time to discuss and all.
Right.
Anyway,
No.
when you
Time.
come to India next time to Manipur, we will, just hang around. We will enjoy. And then
Yeah,
Manipur is
definitely.
really different now. Yeah, Manipur is really different now. It's really a good place now to enjoy life.
Yeah,
So we will see you soon, very, very, very soon. And please pay please give our regards to Sumit also. And
I
thank you
will.
so much for joining us by taking out your precious time from your work schedule. So thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Bye
Thanks.
bye.
Bye.
Take
Bye,
care.
guys. Love you
Bye.
guys. Ah,
Have a great time. Bye.
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 Yeah.
Bye. Bye. Okay.
See
There you
ya.
go. All right. All right.
Yeah. Bye.
Coming.
Bye. Okay, you have to.
Yeah, I have to end this. Yeah. Okay, bye, guys. Thank you so much for coming to our live. We have to go now because my phone is really going out of the battery. So yeah, so we have to end the video. Thank you so much. We're coming up with something very interesting soon. Bye.